If there's one thing that 6 seasons of Lost taught me, it's that I love mysterious islands. I'm a big fan of exploring uncharted jungles and revealing the island's many secrets. Tossing a few ghosts, and I'm gonna be a lifelong fan. That's one of the reasons why I was so excited to play the new game Ghost on the Shore by first-time developer Like Charlie. While it may be lacking a smoke monster, this short, island-hopping horror game definitely ticks off the rest of the boxes. Come and get lost with me as I explore the rogue islands in my review of Ghost on the Shore. This is the story of Riley, a boater who gets caught up in a major storm and forced to dock on an uninhabited island that is mysteriously not on the map. Wait, hang on. Did I say uninhabited? Well, that's not entirely true. From the moment that Riley steps foot on the island, she hears a voice of a man in her head. She can't see him and has no idea why he's even there, but the two of them are able to have a full conversation nonetheless. As it turns out, the voice in Riley's head is a ghost named Josh, a man who may or may not have something to do with this whole haunted island thing. Ghost on the Shore plays out like one of those first-person narrative adventures where our hero walks through a linear path, exploring points of interest and interacting with items just laying around the island. You'll occasionally run into a spectral event that sheds light on the small community that used to live on the island, as well as pick up letters and even audio cassettes that'll help to fill in the rest of the story. It's a tried and true way to tell a creepy tale, and it continues to be effective here. What sets this apart from the rest of the games in the narrative genre is that there's a second person traveling with our protagonist. This allows for the two characters to have long conversations while exploring the island, something that ends up making a big difference. We're constantly given a choice in what Riley says and how she responds, adding a bit more interactivity to the moments when we're just walking from one point to the next. This also helps us care about both Riley and Josh. It didn't feel like the story was simply happening around me, but rather that I was directly responsible for solving the mystery. Now, it helps that the story is genuinely compelling. We're fed tiny bites of clues as we explore the island, which ultimately pays off in some well-earned twists and turns at the end. This game has a great final act that is both frightening and satisfying. This is one of those great one-off horror experiences that may only be a couple of hours long, but will stick with you for a long time to come. On top of the strong writing and frightening ending, I was also impressed with the rogue islands. From the run-down buildings to the marshy forest, this is a great setting to explore, with something cool around every corner. Sure, it's common for this type of game to set you in a gorgeous forest or some other place that's isolated, but it's rare to take a hike around a mysterious, ghost-filled island. I especially love how Riley and Josh have short conversations about every part of the island. I just cannot stress enough how much better it is to have a second person exploring the island with our hero. It's a huge deal. But here's the question. Will the conversation mechanics be enough to win over people who usually scoff at this type of narrative adventure? I mean, possibly? But even then, it's still worth pointing out that Ghost on the Shore still suffers from a lot of the complaints that people have about this genre. For example, there aren't really any puzzles for you to solve. It's also painfully linear. I mean, the island looks big and full of areas to explore, but you're really just following a narrow path from one point of interest to the next. That said, the dialogue options do make a big difference. And not just when talking to Josh, because Riley will also need to confront other ghosts in order to fill in the full story. Look, Ghost on the Shore is a great debut game from a promising new developer. It has smart writing that isn't afraid to make jokes and be a bit sentimental at times. The rogue islands are also gorgeous, and the remnants of the long-dead community is fascinating. Best of all, the conversations between Riley and Josh are believable and well acted. With all this going for it, I strongly recommend you introduce yourself to the Ghost on the Shore. Who knew that Ghost could be this chatty? Ghost on the Shore is a brand new first-person narrative adventure that is all about solving a 200-year-old mystery. Explore the island and get into lengthy conversations with your ghostly companion, all while uncovering the secrets of Rogue Island. While it's linear at times and probably could have used a few puzzles to solve, this new narrative adventure game tells a compelling story with a frightening finale. Great characters and a genuinely gripping mystery make Ghost on the Shore an easy game to recommend. Hey, thanks for watching our review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. Now, here's the question I have for you. If you could have one game character stuck in your head, who would it be? Ooh, I guess it comes down to who you want talking to you day and night, right? Not gonna lie, I'm excited to see who you guys pick. In other news, we'll be back next week with a look at one of Batman's very best games, along with more reviews. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then,